Let us know when we're unmuted. Oh. All right. We're here with week 2. The crowd goes wild, really. We got 2 teams that I believe are 1-0, correct? Brihnz and Brihnz and Night. No, not because Nightwatch Midnight lost their game, right? Am I tweaking? Yeah, because they lost against May. We are professionals here. I watch the games definitely. Okay. Midnight, who was 0-1, and we got Brihnz, who is 1-0. Brihnz last time we saw them play last week, had the miraculous 12-5 comeback on Ascent. Truly something to be proud of. And Nightwatch Midnight last week were able to take a map off of May on Icebox. So this should be a truly interesting game. Brihnz has made changes with Gizmo being brought in from last season's CSK Storm. And Nightwatch Midnight has a sub in right now. I believe it's Ukio.
Yeah, it's going to be a very fun matchup on Haven here. And looking at the comps, it looks like Brihnz are going for a Neon Yoru, which I have not seen very often, but I'm not going to doubt them on that. And for NW Midnight, it's looking like a pretty standard comp for Haven. Nothing new. Pretty old.
It's the standard DRX.
Yep.
The maps we will be seeing, this is Nightwatch's pick, starting on attack. Next map, we'll be seeing Lotus, which is the Brihnz pick. And we'll be having a bind map 3 if one of the teams ends up winning it. If both teams end up winning the map. So it's going to be some very, very interesting and fun and interesting Valorant for us all to be watching.
Yeah, 100%. Brihnz's setup is going to be a 3-1-1, kind of leaving either B or Garage a little open here.
Yeah, just heavy hold towards A, then the Cypher hold towards C. Just let the B retake speak for itself, I presume. And now it's just all quiet for Brihnz. They want to, or no, for Nightwatch. As they are just looking to try to find some sort of aggression coming out from this double duelist comp. A Yor walk somewhere, maybe a neon push. Towards Garage. It's looking like a heavy Garage fight as Ghosty forced to run all the way back. Manages to barely make it out in time. Dart lands, getting stunned as well. Stuck over towards backside. Dart comes flying in, but reinforcements already come over. Gizmo's already in. He's on 2, mowing them down as they come out of Garage. Ghosty fighting on the site, gets the 0 as well. Gets Yukio. Still 1 HP, but not having died just yet. And Little Thighs left all alone in Garage window. Picking up the Ghosty with 18 HP remaining. Has to try to bounce out of Molehills. But Gizmo with a 3K. That's the round for Brihnz.
Amazing round from them. Gizmo coming in and kind of saving Ghosty. Ghosty was getting sprayed with Util. The breach stun, the Sova dart. Sova even shock darted him and he somehow dodged it. And then there were 2 people pushing him and Gizmo just sprayed him down and killed him. I mean, an amazing way to help out your Cypher. Sitting alone on the C site. And then Ghosty gets 2 of his own. And the round's basically over. What are you doing a 1v5 with no HP?
Yeah, I mean, it also helps that Nightwatch just didn't push out of Garage fast enough after getting all that damage. Ghosty counting his lucky stars. And here's that Euro push that I just talked about earlier. Euro walked out mid. He's going to see the Al average, just ready to get out there just in time. Gizmo is 17 HP, so if someone wanted to capitalize, he'd be the right choice, but gun swap's coming out. So that if or when he dies, he'll have a gun that's more favorable to move over to the attack. But again, it's just Nightwatch able to take over towards Garage fast. There should be a bit of a skirmish coming out towards the lobby, but Ukio manages to finish up that kill. It was a force out from Nightwatch. All of them had stingers. All of a sudden, it's a 4v3. There's still a player out over towards the attack spawn area as Mango gets Ukio, and Ghosty gets Ozro as well. Glitchy now, behind, sprays down, gets Ghosty, but the bomb is getting defused to Average. He's just sticking. Someone needs to swing through. The Ghost! No! Nice!
Oh no! Oh no, come on!
The Stinger is not the gun for that range!
Oh, Thighs definitely had that. If you just swapped to the Ghost there instead of sticking to the Stinger.
Or push
Average. Just sticking the bomb and trusting Mango to hold him.
Yeah,
I mean
both of them were blinded by the Omen paranoia as well, so they both just started sort of fumbling around in the darkness and then managed to get the bomb defeated.
That Omen flank from NW was smart, but he only managed to get one.
Yeah.
Not enough to quite secure the round, but a good force from them.
And now we're seeing this A aggression on full to CJ with a spam. And Gizmo up over to this angle. It's so hard to clear, but also so unexpected. But it gets a bit easier if you stun yourself, as Ukio does capitalize. And the A site's now empty because Average was forced to TP away earlier after a bit of an opening skirmish. And as Glitchy takes all this space, he's already up next to his smoke. And Average taking the position on the opposite side. And Average is ready for that crouch hold. Comes through now. All that region on that has been used. Mango getting thighs as well. And now it's with Ukio in the smoke with the Sheriff. Gets one. Gets another. Hold on. But no. Average gets the swing in time, but Ukio doesn't. Gets his pound of flesh with a 3K on the round.
Yeah, that was a very good retake. Ukio getting a good 2K on the people dropping there, but it wasn't enough. A Vandal versus the Sheriff. He gets caught mid-reload. Not much you can do there. Average is able to clean up the mess that Ukio started and take the round, the bonus round for Brihnz, putting him up 3-0. What a great start for Nightwatch here.
Also, just something I've noticed, Ukio is on 120 ping right now and did just get 3K with the Sheriff.
That's insane.
Yeah, so EU Smurf possibly, but who knows? We've all seen that in our ranked games. And Gizmo is pushing up to a very similar position as last time, trying to get up close and personal, just denying all of this A space. There is no question mark being created. We saw the cage get thrown earlier, but it didn't matter, as now he's just up here on this angle. So the push goes over towards C. You can see how many people are just play towards that C and B area from Brihnz. And Ghosty dodging the dart. Mori, you gotta break that trip. But Ghosty, he's also stunned. Ozro gets the trip as well. How is Ghosty not dead yet?
Oh,
okay,
Average is
finally
there to
getting
come and
killed.
save him.
Yeah. Looks like another battle happened in this exact same spawn, the attacker spawn, and it's Ukio coming out on top, just like Lil Thighs before him. But now the issue comes that the spike is over towards site, and Nightwatch is not on site just yet. But there's a lot of angles we watch for Brihnz here.
30 seconds left.
Thighs doesn't have his dart back to try to clear some space out for them though.
I hear the remnants of a cipher trip.
That is a little loud. that's not something you want to hear.
Not great. Yeah, both players now haven't been spot over towards Wong. They're all their way out, and it doesn't help that Average gets the spam on towards the Low Thighs. A 4-0 start. And I mean, if I'm Nightwatch here, especially if I'm Mori, I'm asking why the trip hasn't been broken yet.
Yeah, 100%. They should have some shock dart liners from that trip, but I would also like to mention that Ghosty has some guardian angels on his team. Every time he's getting pushed by somebody, someone just ego peeks Nightwatch's smokes and saves him from just a spray of util. But Nightwatch, they need to fix up something here. It feels like they're not playing super together, and if they're playing together, they're kind of just dying to the gun. They're just not shooting back.
Although now we are seeing another one of these A fights early, and Ukio's already dead to Ghosty. It's a 4-man mid push right now, and because that Cypher's dead, Average and Gizmo, they can just get up into the spawn right behind the attackers. There's already CJ's off of site. They know to play retake here. Flash is coming, Dash coming as well. Ghosty runs over that Sheriff. Not really care in the world. Average already. It looks like he's playing attack right now. It says Gizmo. This is already up long. Mori not ready, but shots come out. Alzro gets the short end of the stick there. Mori falling as well. CJ, he can't get so much done. Glitchy already having fallen. It's just Low Thighs left alone. The 1v5. A lot of players low HP, sure, but it's gonna make a miraculous lineup. But no, Low Thighs just gets the hell out of dodge, and it's a 5th round now for the attackers. It looks like Nightwatch, they aren't able to find their footing right now, especially with the double initiator.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I mean, they just did Akuyo trip flank.
He was trying to lure Garage and got spotted out on the jump up.
Oh,
into the
that's
boxes.
right. Yep, got caught out immediately. Yeah, not something you want to do. A bad angle to peek mid. But I guess when you think Brihnz hasn't pushed up that much, except for like out of B main, I guess you think it's okay. But when you're the only Sentinel and the only way like what just happened last round can happen, or like to stop it happening, you don't want to be getting caught in those very often. You want to try to be trying to play much safer, even if you are the top frag on your team. So I think he just needs to trip. He needs to cam on site, and that's his job for the round. And then just wait for the bomb to explode. That should be his job.
I mean, it also just doesn't help that Nightwatch haven't been able to even take space around the map, because like whenever they try to put pressure over towards A, Gizmo's just already up long and flanking immediately, so they know that they already clear out that question mark. For Nightwatch to play just pretty much has to be take space on the map, have someone stay actually physically there to make sure that Brihnz is able to re-clear back through with just a walk up somewhere, or just hit the C site and actually kill Ghosty back site. That just hasn't been working out so far either. And it looks like Nightwatch, they're choosing the latter of just trying to take space around the map, make sure there's no push-up happening, but because she's already dead, Gizmo just full swings that angle from sewers. That smoke's gone now for the attackers. Ozro on that angle too. He was dangerous in his last match and last season. He's ready for a push-up long as well, setting a stun over down that angle. As CJ and Gizmo now both on that call and response. One is just holding early, another one is ready close. Fosro can make his way over towards short. There is nobody there, but that's the spike as well. He's swinging these angles. Not really much of a care, but does not choose to back up. CJ, he's already swinging.
CJ.
Down A.
Gets both of the players over towards A. Ukio trying their best. CJ jumping up. What is that timing?
Oh, that's bad time for your internet. That is bad timing.
Now Lil Thighs left turn saving the 1v4 once again. This time it'll be even more impossible. Yeah, Josie gets that kill. A little bit of a something done there, at least for Lil Thighs, getting a kill on CJ, but I mean not much more than that. And it's looking disastrous so far, especially because Brihnz hasn't had to use a single ultimate all half, and already up 6-0. Mori, Alzero haven't been able to get on the scoreboard just yet.
Yeah, I think once Mori and Azero need to play together much more. The Jet and the Breach always need to play together. That should be a solo rule. They need to be able to use the stun and the flash, so Mori can just take site much easier than just dashing and just being in existence on site.
Yeah, it just looks like the utility hasn't been able to come in as easily. I mean, look how empty the A site is already. Brihnz, they have a read that the A site is where Nightwatch is going to be trying to play towards. Low Thighs is joining up C, but if the trip never gets broken, then there's gonna be not much of a threat. And yeah, trip still isn't broken, so Brihnz, they can just keep playing over towards A. Gizmo's just jumping from heaven with that op in hand, keeping an eye over towards the site, over towards these entrances. And the pushes get spotted out towards garage. This is exactly what I want to see from the Nightwatch fan here. Just trying to play around the map, giving as little info as possible as to where the actual stack is. Smoke comes over towards heaven. Gizmo is going to be forced off that angle. Or at least just forced to wait. Nightwatch, they only revealed themselves as they actually exec over towards the site, so it's going to have to be a 5v5 retake. World and the Soul available for the defense. Brihnz sends out the Hunter's Fury. Not able to get a kill, but if Forces Ukyo into a very good position. It's good to get spotted out with the paranoia in his hands. Little Thigh's ready to get that kill. It's a good trade. Another opening comes out. Average doesn't. I'm gonna kill the
no.
He's alone in hell. He's getting surrounded by Mango. Gets killed. It's a bit more silence once again. The retake is just going to get finalized. Mango gets the kill into Ukyo. Little Thighs has to send out those bolts to Hunter's Fury, but Mori's in the other corner. CJ is not ready. Now Mori spams down Ghosty. Mango taps the bomb. Dart comes in, gets broken. No one has to swing anymore. Mori swings through afterwards. After another tap comes in, a Shocker comes out, and Little Thighs gets the kill. It's the ultimate round that they finally win, and it took a while. It took a lot.
Yeah, that took a lot for Nightwatch to win that. I mean, if Average hadn't whiffed on a 0 hell, that would have ended totally differently. But the round went, and Nightwatch are able to finally get on the board here, but at the expense of their amazing post-plant Sova ult, and they're still left with a good breach ult. And
Yeah.
I believe Brihnz used 2 of their own, so
Brihnz the Yoru, Neon, and Solo.
yeah, so pretty good trade for Nightwatch.
Yeah, it's already starting out with another AD fall. It looks like Nightwatch have figured out something they want to do, and Little Thighs gets Ghosty on a push over towards C Long. You do not want to be seeing that if you're a Cypher play. If on your Cypher, just already dead over on the push towards C, as Average was just holding the angle even deeper. There's another op is in play. This time it's Average, not Gizmo. Glitchy was spotted out by CJ earlier. Now Mori's been spotted too. Dart comes out. It's a very slow. It still gets a scan. Okay. Yeah, Gizmo. They know he's backside. CJ has practically all but given away his position over the A short. Dart comes out, gets a scan. Reach coming through. The Rolling Thunder forces everybody off of sight. Just everyone get the hell out of there. It's blind as well. It's apparently committed. Mori making himself over towards that hell area. But Gizmo gets Little Thighs. That's spiked down. Gizmo stunned his own teammate as the cage in heaven. It's not good. Where is the smoke from Glitchy? As the retake can already begin now, but Spike's still down in long. Smoke finally landing in heaven. Mori and Ozero, the 1-2 punch, finally get their kill. It's now Glitchy with that spike in hand. They're choosing to leave, but Siege's already on the flank. That's spike down.
10 seconds left.
So now what do you do if you're Nightwatch? You don't have the time to play anymore. The round is just lost. Gizmo just hides. Average is already running away.
Average and Gizmo, they can just run, win the round, and kind of a throw for Nightwatch. They had the first pick on C Long, and they had a site basically for free other than using their breach ult. And they just Glitchy just didn't smoke it. He didn't have enough smokes, I guess.
I think Glitchy already used to smoke heaven, and it was already gone by the time the long player.
Yeah,
by the
I
time Lopez
think-
was coming up with spike because he was over towards C earlier.
Yeah, I think Glitchy's not using his smokes at a good time, because if he had used that before the breach ult, that's just like not a great time to use it. Need to wait a little bit longer.
Well, the next round's beginning now, and it looks like Nightwatch are going to be playing over towards the mid, ready for a push somewhere again. But it's now that they're on the eco round, they're not seeing much. It's Average. This op was seen prior. The shock dart lineup comes in, but the triple's even down yet. Just looks like Ghosty's in their heads. He becomes through from Glitchy. Trying to get it towards window, but Average already finds Mori. Glitchy playing around that window position. Paranoia comes out from the opposition. This Sheriff's going to work wonders. Trying to open up some angles here. The lurk up A has been getting a lot of space, but it looks like someone's already aware of it. Average gets Ozro as well. They just cannot get through garage, it seems. It's Nightwatch
Player standing.
as well. Just not able to find their openings either. Now just Lothai is left in another 1v5. Always last alive. But now CJ's ready for him. Short. Walking into the angle. And flawless. It's a true flawless. No damage taken at all. A bit of a body slam to close it out.
Yeah, not a great start for Nightwatch here. At least looking at an 8-4 half. I guess it's it's a little bit attacker sided with the 3 sites. It's a lot harder for defenders to try to defend everything. So it's just looking at this, knowing that you're going to be down at least 4 rounds. It's just not great for them. They need to lock these 3 rounds, and then they need to be able to play together much better on this defense half. And I'm hoping to see just that. I'm hoping to see their defense much better than this attack here.
Yeah, I mean, it's especially been the neutral game that's been struggling a lot. As there is another cam out over towards garage, but it's the defense this time. Ukyo walking around towards C, trying to get that lurk on. So drone down mid already from the defense, and it looks like Nightwatch are just forced all the way back into their spawn. They didn't even want to entertain the idea of looking towards A, joining all the way back from their own spawn, because they know how much Brihnz has been enjoying pushing up into this A lobby area. Gizmo in that corner over towards long next to the orb. Hasn't even been grabbed yet. Ozro clearing through these angles. It's Mori early. There's no util or this is ready to get sent over towards there. Gizmo's already swinging through again, but Little Thighs caught a glimpse as the smoke was blooming. So at least it's 1 for 1. Gizmo maybe getting a bit too over aggressive there. Now Little Thighs sends out the dart. CJ towards it. But Ozro isn't able to capitalize. Ukyo now is way over towards long, but CJ's already resisted into it! Another bit of a whiff, but Ukyo's still dead. Just jumping for joy, it seems. Little Thighs now not able to get anything on average. And CJ with a 3K. Just constantly moving around the map over towards that A site. Just able to kill them off, pick off the Nightwatch 1 by 1.
Yeah, Ukyo, I'm not sure what he's doing. He's knifing out long after they just saw CJ on site, and you would think you would prepare for someone to push up after CJ also just killed Azura, who was long. I mean, you should not be knife out when you're that close to the defender's site. But round's over. All you can do is try to be better for the next.
It's 2 Cypher cams in pretty much the exact same spot. Average with the op. It's where they were set up last time, but at least the cage is landing now. But Ukyo is already just sprinted through with a sheriff, and that was the defender's cage. CJ trying to get swing over towards mid. It looks like there's just been a fumble going on. But Ukyo dead from Mango, who's just pushed up all the way through A, backing all the way up towards site now. Cypher's dead. Ozro's low again. Looks like Ukyo, his first blood's not going to be able to find too much value this early on. No thighs.
Oh no, Ghosty.
Entertaining danger right now as Ghosty swings out just a little bit too shallow for Little Thighs to capitalize. Walking up their garage right now. They think this space is free, especially because Ghosty is just playing as far back on C as possible. That's a good measure. No scan dart ready just yet. Now prepared. Sending it out over towards the site. Not a spot much of anything, but Ghosty has been practically immortal on site. The stun comes out. Another dart comes through. They still haven't spotted Ghosty. He moves over towards logs, gets full blind. Is Morgan to the site? Morgan, no, he isn't. Glitchy TPing out as well. It's Ghosty with 2, and CJ gets Little Thighs and Ozro. He was brought down to 21 HP earlier. Gets his 1, but CJ's ready with the trade. It's a 10-1 lead now for Brihnz on Nightwatch's map pick.
Last round before the switch.
Yeah, and CJ's gonna pick up that op, pass it back to average. A shot from Ukyo to start it off. I mean, oh my goodness, just running into that Cypher cage, instantly head tapping average, and that is just Brihnz are able to pull it back. But what a shot! I mean, again, I feel like a broken record here. Feels like there's no utility play here. It looks like they're just trying to spray utility and hoping it works for the best, but maybe I'm missing the bigger picture as we head into the last round of the half.
Yeah, the shock dart got dodged again for the trip. At least there's an aftershock coming through. Ghosty gets killed early. Mori able to get the entry kill. At least what feels like the first time. The Hunter's Fury getting used. Average not able to get his kill, but Ozro's already dead. 4v4 post plant, but Spike's actually down. This is where Nightwatch have been good. This is where they've been at their best. It's when Spike actually gets down. Hopping on this retake is going to be difficult, especially because you don't have the Hunter's Fury ready. Taking out the short is not the gun you want to have in that situation. Mori gets the third of the round, gets the fourth. Will he get this ace? And then he will!
Oh.
A second round on the board for Nightwatch. Will it be enough as they go to defense?
Switching sides.
Mori from 0 to hero. He was like what 0-6 like 6 rounds ago, and now he has aced to try and desperately pull this game back for Nightwatch. 3 rounds for Brihnz to end this, and I'm gonna try to do the math real quick. 12. Nope, that's bad math. Oh my. 11 rounds for Nightwatch
Yes.
to close theirs out. That is a 8-round differential. So it's gonna be so hard. If they can secure this pistol and the second round, I think there's maybe a chance here. But it would have to pull a miracle.
Yeah, and Ukio's gonna do his best Ghosty cosplay because he has spotted 4 players over towards the C site, and the exec's gonna be coming in. Dart, flash, flying in as Neon comes in. Average already in that back site off the TP. Ukio's gonna be playing inside the smoke, spotting out an aggression. A little bit panicked it seems, but Average ends up getting killed. Just trying to take more space. There's 3 players out towards the front of C now. As Ghosty gets glitchy, but Ozro's ready. The 4v3 now, and the util advantage is enormous for this retake. Tsukio still has both cages as well. Caterpillar out over towards site. Gizmo gets scanned. Mango gets flashed. And it's just 2 more kills flowing the way of Nightwatch. CJ left with the world in his hands and manages to try to make something out of it. But no, Ozro with 3 on the round. Keeping the hopes and dreams of Nightwatch alive. Getting another ult orb on the way over towards that Rolling Thunder. As the round ends. And Nightwatch, they get the pistol, and they are going to try to make something out of this. I mean, last week we saw what happened when Brihnz was down rounds. Maybe Nightwatch could do their own cosplay.
Yeah, maybe they can reverse the Brihnz comeback onto the Brihnz team, but it's much harder than it was for Brihnz. 12-5 for Brihnz, I believe, and 10-2 for Nightwatch. But we will see going to the second round of the second half.
And it's the same setup when it comes to the Cypher util and even the players. Just heavy over towards A, heavy over towards B, and just leaving the C and garage areas to be taken. So the trip here is gonna be the only point of contact available for Nightwatch. Ukio, you gotta be careful there. You're playing with fire. The C site's being taken once more. You're gonna shore that up when it comes to these next 2 rounds. So hold on, Average gets something, takes out the knife, so Ukio gets the kill. But again, it's smoked down early. CJ overexposed. That was a shock dart all time. Gizmo gets caught out over towards that corner in the smoke. Ghosty gets one with the classic. Mori coming through, and Ukio gets the last. That is the round 1. It got a little bit dangerous, a little bit too close for comfort, maybe. But Nightwatch, they're getting these ult orbs flowing. As Ozro now is going to be 3 off of the Rolling Thunder, potentially something to be in for in one of these next 2 rounds. The win condition available. If I'm Nightwatch here, you gotta be trying to keep that C site in these next few rounds with how often it's been getting exploited, right?
Yeah, 100%. You gotta be a little bit more careful on that C for sure. And I think with Brihnz, I think it wasn't a bad push considering you have all classics. They got 2 there, took down 2, but it was not enough. 5 classics versus rifles and machine guns.
And it looks like it's very similar setup, a bit heavier over towards that fight towards A. The trips have been moved around the map a little bit. The B trip's already been broken though, so that's a lot of info gone. This C trip, it's a dangerous trip to try and clear. Just so far in a position that you wouldn't normally shock dart if you're a Sova. And Ghosty has already gotten so proactive over towards B, and Gizmo getting that pick over onto Lil Thighs means that Mori is going to be super left alone here. Pops the dash, takes a swing over towards Average, backs out on his site, and the rest of the manpower of Brihnz is going to be fast approaching over towards the site. But no, they're just staying around him long actually. They decide to pause, throw a wrench, a little bit of a doubt. Mori just continuously is going to be jump peeking here. Spots out players. Smoke dissipates. Place once again. Gizmo slides out in the backside. Ozro's dead, and so is Mori. Flan comes in, but it's not enough. Glitchy probably get their kill, and Ghosty was just in mid the entire time and kills Ukyo while lurking.
A great play for Brihnz there. I mean, they had the lurk towards B while the rest of them went A. Then they cut noise, and they know that Nightwatch have no info towards mid because Ghosty's right there with the info. And Nightwatch can do nothing but kind of gamble on A, and Gizmo gets 2 on the site. I mean, that Neon is really showing its power in this match today.
Flying around the map, but this time it's Nightwatch with the first blood, killing Alpha Average. It's very important.
Average,
yeah, I mean, Average has been TPing onto sites practically for free, so it should be good early kill there, especially because Ukyo now gets to keep his cam up towards garage or over towards grass. Ghosty walks out, finally takes it down. It's now all quiet once again. It looks like Nightwatch, they have a read. They're expecting a C push, but the bulk of the Brihnz players are over towards A. The dart lands over towards the A long area. The rotate. It's a migration. The herd moves over towards A, but B is looking like the site to have the party on. CJ gets glitchy. Ozro now taking up the A link. Tries to spam over towards Gizmo, dealing a little bit of damage, but not quite able to get the kill. Aftershock comes through. There's a lot of players in it. Now the blind, the paranoia. Takes on Aftershock. Now Gizmo, he's out in the open, right in front of everybody. Scanned as well, and does get wallbanged by Ozro. There's 100 Fury available now for the attack, though. This post play is going to be very difficult, especially because Glitchy is dead, so there's not going to be a smoke shot. Available to land on the site, on the bomb. Now 100 Fury to blind in. Ozro runs right into the beam. Ukyo has to move through. The bomb's on the other side of the smoke. Lil Thighs tries to go over, but Ukyo not able to keep him alive, and Mango gets the kill. And it's match point now for Brihnz, up 12-4 on Nightwatch's map pick.
This is insane attack from Brihnz. This is what you wish you could have seen from Nightwatch on their attack. It's so coordinated. Gizmo and Average are bouncing off each other perfectly as a duelist, with CJ there to back them up as the Sova. And by the way, the IGL who was on Initiator is top frag for Brihnz, 20-9. Insane for CJ here. And Nightwatch, they have got to pull something here. This looks impossible, but Brihnz did this last week, so maybe it can happen to them this week.
Nightwatch, you have to lock in because 8 rounds in a row to try and defend your map pick. At least getting to OT and not even trying to win in the first place is going to be something all right. I mean, you have the util to make it possible, so hopefully at least see something get mounted here. Inspire some hope. And CJ just drones all the way through garage into window. Even getting a spot over towards C-Link. He uses both shock darts to break both trips. So now there's just no info for Nightwatch. They're all just playing so far back. Just hoping and praying to use this Rolling Thunder for the retake.
Yeah, I don't like this. They need to get some info somewhere. Sova needs to be able to jump peek or dart or something on A. Because right now they have no clue that 4 Brihnz members are on A right now, and the execute is going to start. And there's no Nightwatch players to defend this.
Yeah, I mean, Brihnz had their pick of the litter when it comes to the sites, and they went towards A. It's a very hard site to retake in the first place, especially, and now they have the lower guns or more Seco. Average is able to tuck and hide the Sova Dart and the Breach ult. Spam comes through as Lil Thighs and Ukyo get their kills. CJ now able to get something done here. As though Lil Thighs has to graduate from a 1v3. Already a 1v2 now. That can be Hunter's Fury, but it's a crossfire. It's 2 players off on the same angle. As CJ gets the kill on the Lil Thighs. It's a 13-4 win for Brihnz. Looking dominant on this first map.
Yeah, the fact that that was Nightwatch's map pick and Brihnz just dominated it so hard. I mean, insane for them. And both of the Sovas top frag, but CJ nearly double Little Thigh's kills. Insane for the team captain IGL. And I mean, the entries, the defense, it was all so good for Brihnz, and it felt like Nightwatch, they couldn't pull anything together there. And now that they're going up against Brinz's map pick, maybe they can pull something here. Try to do what Brihnz just did to them and try to make it so Brihnz are in these uncomfortable situations. Again, what Brihnz did exactly to them. So I'm hoping to see a little bit of a better Nightwatch here going into, I believe it's Lotus.
Yep, Lotus
Am I
is
wrong?
map 2. Brihnz's map pick.
Yeah, so going into Lotus, I'm
another
hoping to
three-site
see a
map.
little bit better Nightwatch. Hoping to see a little bit better Nightwatch.
Yeah. We'll be back after like a short 5-minute break to bring you guys to map 2. Stay tuned. And welcome back. Map 2 of Nightwatch Midnight versus Brihnz eSports. Map 1 was 13-4 for Brihnz. So hopefully we get to see something a bit more impressive out of Nightwatch Midnight this time. However, this is Brihnz's map pick, so we're gonna be expecting we might be expecting something great from them this map as well. But hopefully we're gonna see Nightwatch Midnight be able to fight back, be able to give us something at least a bit more impressive than what we saw on map 1 of Haven.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Brihnz being able to stomp Nightwatch on their own map pick, insane for them. Starting the first half 10-2, and while Nightwatch may have gotten the pistol in the second, it wasn't enough, and Brihnz were able to close it out 13-4, like you said. And going into this Lotus, Brihnz's map pick, it's going to be much harder for them. And looking at this comp, it is pretty standard, something you see in most of your higher ranked Lotus games. On the Brihnz side, it looks like, I believe that's the same comp that they ran against CSK Storm. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but
yeah, it was it's the same archetype as they did on the Ascent, but just with fade in for Sova.
Yeah, this feels kind of like the envy of tier 4 right now. Just always running the same agents every time. But last time we saw, wait, what?
There.
Except on Haven.
Yeah, except on, wait, that's true, because Kane is on ISO. All right, my bad. But
well, also, they don't run double set.
Okay. Listen, last time we saw Brihnz's Lotus, let me get this out. Last time we saw Brihnz's Lotus, average got a 4K on the pistol round and an ace later in the game to secure 13-8 against CSK Storm. So let's see if they can do the same thing against Nightwatch and Gizmo, getting the first pick in B main. The Spike, I believe. Oh no, that's not Spike.
Oh no, Spike wasn't down. It was just there. But yeah, Gizmo able to just walk up B. It's very similar to what was happening on Haven with the walkdowns by the Duelist. But this time it's Gizmo with a TP agent. But it's not Yoru, it's Chamber, who's able to just take those fights very early and very confidently, especially because the Headhunter is just able to deal so much damage with just having a Pocket Guardian available.
Oh, CJ the single. I don't think he broke the door yet. Did he break the door?
Yeah. He's just waiting for a pivot through B because the B main has now been left empty. Gizmo, there's 3 people over towards A. Through Bazaro!
Oh, but he gets flashed by Ghosties.
Yeah, and the flash was also just late, so Gizmo just got spawned out. What happened? Now Ghosty, he's got to make some magic happen, but it's not the same as Lotus, or not the same as Haven. It's backside C. It's already fallen. 3v3 post there now. Spike now just lands. Glitchy backside here. This is a very, very good angle. And he has
oh my!
Already looking leagues better than it did for Haven. For Nightwatch. Smoke blues in front of CJ's face. He's got to try to make something here. Double up towards backside, but it's more. He gets the kill from 3. And Nightwatch win the first round of this half of this map.
What a great hold for Nightwatch there. Glitchy getting the lineup there. A little bit of a bad play for Brihnz. Peeking at the exact same time and at the exact same angle. But the round's over and all you can do is improve. And like the flash got Gizmo there when he tried to swing. Ghosty's flash, I believe, and
yeah, the
messed
flash
him
was
up.
a little late.
Yeah, it was a little late.
Same opening detail going towards A. One that you normally be expecting to be seeing a lot of. It's Ozro on the Viper, an agent that at least I don't really associate with him on, but it's a 5-player push through A. Right, it's Ozro. And as well holding that. The Outlaw able to bring true, get a kill. And Ukyo is going to find some kind of time and spacing in order to reload. But there's average who's TP'd over towards B. Got a kill. And Ukyo hitting a headshot and drops the Outlaw off the map. So Brihnz can't pick it up to try to play with.
That's so smart from them.
Yeah, Mango's trying to find
So
it. It's just not there. That just little macro play might be what guarantees Nightwatch the round, because now it's just a Bulldog and a Classic on the retake. Not the actual weapon you want to be seeing. especially because we're seeing a fast punch of low thighs through B main. But he's got to be faster than he is now. Nade lands through. He's going to be ready on that angle. He gets a kill on Mango. And now it's just Ghosty left alone. He gets scanned. He gets killed. Gun being recovered. So it's only really an outlaw being lost now for the attack. And it's a very, very good bonus. A very good anti-eco round. Just very smart plays overall. Ready for that 5-man push through A-man.
Yeah, that was a very good hold for Ukio there. Getting 2 with the outlaw. And Average tried to make something happen by pushing through the B main, but nothing to be had when you have 5 classics and only 2 to be found on the round for Brihnz eSports. Going into the 3rd round, kind of a must-win.
Yeah, especially because of how attack average matches. There's so much snowball potential for Nightwatch here. It's gonna have to be a very, very good effort shown by the likes of Brihnz eSports. And already, it's a 3-player stack over towards A in that rubble area. They do not want Osro lurking over towards here at all. I assume when the Viper Wall comes up, we'll be hearing a flurry, a barrage of bullets from these players towards rubble. At the time, led towards Brihnz leaving. There was some noise shown by Nightwatch over towards C, which means that now everyone's left the A, and now it's just left towards CJ. But now he TP's out. Took a little bit of damage, but the regen armor is going to bring him back up towards full. Now it's all of A being emptied because of that just smart play by trying to like drag all of these players from Brihnz over towards C.
30 seconds
But
left.
since the wall isn't up and there wasn't a smoke that got placed, and Gizmo hearing a lot of forces over towards C, opens the door, trying to get those spikes out of his team.
Oh my!
It's 3 anyways! Go see with 1 more. Glitchy now, left alone the 1v5.
10 seconds left.
Gonna have to try to do something here. Gets scanned by the Fade Eye, and Average just hits the 90, gets the kill. Gizmo just did something miraculous here.
Nightwatch, we cannot be letting Gizmo away with murder here. Just opening the door, full ego. I mean, this guy just does not care. He just opens the door to 5 players in Nightwatch and gets a 3K. I mean,
And he stays alive.
yeah, and he's still alive by the end of the round. It's just insane that Nightwatch just didn't counter him all. And Ghosty able to hold down the site, by the way, all on his own, just like we saw in Haven.
Absolutely. Now, Nightwatch left sort of scrambling. They will be able to get a full buy here again. So they realize that Gizmo's been playing around
What
the
a
B main.
shot!
He's just ready for it. Able to get this 2 over towards B main. Nightwatch, they realize what their issue was, nothing in B main control. Gizmo wins them both, but at least they get the C site in return. Because Ghosty just was too far out in the open. Without that util to stall the site hit, it's been taken. Plan gets landed. Mori 2 off of the showstopper now. Glitchy, he's on the angle with a prone body blocks for Average, but Glitchy gets a kill anyways. And Mango gets killed by Mori. It's falling apart. CJ on the flank. Ukio's ready. Pops the vines in front of him. Now Gizmo gonna have to keep this insanity going. With 4 on the round so far, Ukio gets a kill. CJ, he TPs across, but Ukio manages to clean out the round. Gizmo is looking like a man on a mission right now.
Gizmo with 4 on the round, insane from him. Those were insane shots. I mean, my goodness. Unfortunately, not able to close out the round. Ukio getting in a good angle on CJ when he's not ready for it. And hopefully Gizmo's mental isn't messed up from that. I mean, you get a 4K and you still don't win the round. That's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt a little bit. But going this next round, Brihnz not able to tie up the score line. It's a double sword C.
Yeah. The buy is just a bit broken. No pun intended, because Ghosty has a classic no armor. Gizmo does have the Total Force available, so it's not the worst possible buy you're having. With average walking into that A main smoke. Again, they want no business with Ozro's lurk. Mango standing in the Prowler as well. Ozro had to play so far back, not able to get anything really done with his lurk. And because there's been no pressure towards Mound, Gizmo's just been sitting on this angle the entire round, just waiting. It's Ghosty. Just migrated over towards the B site. There is a chamber tip in the way. Mori just rips the Basil. Sends it in with that showstopper in hand. Rocket launcher. Not able to send the shot in time as Ozro finally makes the play over towards A main, but not able to quite collect on a kill. It's a 5v5 retake towards B, but there's an op and a classic for the defense. But they begin with the Yor roll. Metro drift, they can spot out Mori, spot out Glitchy, and the rest of the force of the retake. Get the eyes away from Mango. Flash comes in from Ukio. The fuse has begun. The Viper Molly was used early in the round, so CJ can just stick. Not a care in the world. And gets the fuse. There were 3 players spamming, and Average just killed them all. And CJ gets through with only 1 shot taken.
Brihnz are just aiming right now. I mean, Wabi comes in, gets the 2 players that are on site, and the 3 other players are just sitting in main. And like you said, mid-round there, they used the Viper Molly very early on that A site, so there's no util. Oh, and the Raze is dead. Forgot to mention that as well. There's just no util to stop this plant except for swinging and spraying. There's nothing else you can do there.
Absolutely, it doesn't help that the dimensional drift just spotted out everybody who was playing in that post plant, so Brihnz knew what the win condition was, especially because 3 players were just stuck over towards main. Night Watch, their comm has been broken. It's a Ghost, a Sheriff, and a Marshall now. Trying to contend with essentially 5 guns here. CJ with that with the Judge over towards the tree area. It's a very dangerous gun, especially in this spot.
Oh, his chance is gonna come.
Yeah, Nightwatch
Gets one,
comes in. He can still see close. And because Average is there to fill the space afterwards, Mori gets the kill though. 3v2 for Brihnz. Ozro not able to get the kill, and Gizmo broke open the breakable door. Mori gets the kill on the Mori as well, and it's all tied up now for Brihnz. It's 3-3. They gotta get Gizmo off of B.
I mean, jeez. Yeah, they've got to do something about Gizmo. Gizmo is just kind of... Gizmo and Ghosty are just locking down this B and C site. They're just like, hey guys, don't worry, I got this. All the rest 3 of you guys all go and rush down this rubble. Which is exactly what you want to see on a map like Lotus, where this rubble is just so important for the attack to try to get anywhere, basically.
Yep, now Average. This is the first round where there's been someone else towards C actually taking out the space close. Because Gizmo is over towards A right now. His TP unbreakable. Average now being spotted. His TP has just expired, but now is able to get out just in time. And forced out the paranoia. He gets through unscathed. That's so much util being used by Nightwatch to try to clear out that area. And Average is able to make it out again. It's a 2v2 over towards B main right now. Is Ozro. Try taking space instead of being over towards A. It looks like Nightwatch, they've convened on who to be. Nightwatch gets used. It hits Bengal over towards breakable. But the Seas catches Ozro out. There's already all 5 players of Brihnz ready. Nightwatch, they aren't even out on site yet. They used the Nightfall and they aren't even able to take site. Now what do? They're just stuck in main. Ghosty and Average over towards C now. Gizmo hasn't left A. Now because the Steel Garden's been used, Mango's going to sends it out. It hits everybody. Because of the chamber ship slow over towards main. Plant comes down. Glitchy swings through. Mango gets the kill. Average is another as well. It's Devin. What can you do? It's Ozro now. Left in the 1v2.
He does have the Viper run online to try to make something happen here, but it's a bit late as CJ's on the flank.
CJ used his ult in the entire chaos of what was happening with Nightwatch.
I didn't even hear it. That's insane. I mean, good plays from Brihnz. I like the pivot over to B for Nightwatch, but they just kind of sat in main there. Maybe they were trying to cut noise, but if they were trying to cut noise, they weren't doing it very well because I could still hear them. I mean, it wasn't going very well, and they just kind of sat there, made their presence known, and like you said, wasting all that util on one player average, and they kind of only had half of their utility left to try to pull out any sight hit, and it's way too hard when you don't have any util against a double sentinel comp on this map.
Yeah, there's so much information. Chamber Trip not being broken until the Steel Garden was used. Just left so much information on the table. You gotta be trying to force out the Sentinel util. Especially when there's 2 Sentinels on the table. And just the 2 easiest Sentinel util to break. Chamber Trip makes so much noise. Now Nightwatch, it takes place over towards A. It's quick, but the spike is still left over towards A lobby. And then the paranoia coming through. Gizmo's just walking up B main. Trying to get the kill, but Ozro manages to make it out just in time. Gizmo doesn't have a TP ready. But CJ has the op over towards B main. Holding down that line. Nightwatch chooses to go over towards A. Smoking stairs should be coming out soon. Time now, but Glitchy gets scanned by the Fade Eye. And he just keeps walking through his average. He gets 3.
Down A.
Mori finally gets a kill for Nightwatch on the board, but Gizmo's already out of breakable. It's a 1v4 for Mori. We saw him get an ace earlier. Can he make something incredible happen here? His average takes the swing, gets the reload. Mori's just trying to hold right now, but there's no one even swinging him. Average finally takes the swing, gets his head taken clean off.
You could try to ult this, try to make something happen.
I mean, he gets Ghosty and CJ getting another ace, but no! He gets steps out too far. He's not ready for Gizmo there on front sight. The 4K, but it's not enough.
Almost a fumble from Brihnz. That double peek was not at the same time, so it wasn't able to take out Mori there, but Gizmo catches Mori on the timing. Mori thinking Gizmo's on the right side. He's actually on the left, just holding. And, oof, it kind of saves Brihnz that round there. I hate to say that when it was a 4v1, but, I mean, Mori, insane shots from him, but not enough to quite close out the round.
So we saw at the end of that Haven map, the one who's able to get the ace, get that second round on the board. Now it looks like Nightwatch just wanted to take this exact same fight over towards A. This time with worse guns. There's a Hero Phantom out here now for Low Thighs. So the site's been left open, which means that Nightwatch will be able to get the plant down. Now he's on a 5v5 post plant. But now with Average getting the kill, the Dimensional Drift being earned, which is able to just get so much information about this Viper's Pit. Ozro's getting spotted out right now, pinged as well. Mori, someplace picks out the showstopper as well. Savage expecting a fight through. CJ gets Ukio. Mori's getting Mango now. It's a 3v2 post plan, and the Viper's Pit is still up and available. Ozro hasn't even taken any damage yet. Nade comes through. CJ gets Glitchy. Ozro gets CJ. Mori gets the turn. Eyes in the back of his head. Gets the turnaround. And with that Viper's Pit being used, with another showstopper being used. So finally the round 1.
Nowhere in sight.
Nightwatch, they're getting a 4th here, but you gotta be seeing at least a bit more, and these rounds have gotta be more convincing.
Yeah, 100%. The fact that you almost, I shouldn't say almost, they still had 2 players alive, but I mean, it was much closer than you want to see with the Viper's Pit in a post plant like that. And I mean, investing that big of an ult, a 9-point ult, you're basically not getting it for the rest of the game. I guess it secures the round, but you lose 3 rifles in the process.
But this time out, Ozro was able to get kill on the average early. Trying to take that jump peek over Rouge. Just not ready for Ozro being there, but he's been there almost every round, so you gotta be ready. Gizmo, he is so confident right now. Just taking fights. He's been hit by a C. He can barely get inside the smoke in time. So Nightwatch is able to take the C site. Now,
Spike planted.
Brihnz in a 3v5. The Steel Garden's already been lost because Ghosty's dead. There's no other ultimates available right now. CJ able to get the pick over onto Lil Thighs there, making this retake a bit more doable. Making a lot of noise and advances forward. The smoke comes down the way, but he gets spammed on Ukyo anyways. Hold on a second, CJ's making something happen. Just a 3v5, but now it's a 1v3. Mori left alone. And Brihnz, they managed to make this retake, get the retake done. It just took a hero play from CJ, sprinting down the flank with C Mound, able to get 3 of his own. And then just the collapse from the rest of the players from Brihnz and Nightwatch, they just weren't ready. It's a 5v3. Then you can't even get one.
I mean, that's exactly kind of what happened on Haven, if you remember. I mean, it felt like the Sentinel was just not holding down flank enough, or they were dying too early in the round in order to hold down flank. And it's way too hard, especially when you have a lurker like CJ. I believe he got 3 on the round there, and Gizmo got the other 2. I mean, you can't be letting him just lurk through you like that. He's done it almost every round.
Absolutely. Now already 6 rounds of the half. The most Nightwatch can hope for is a tied score. He's still gonna take over towards C, but there's still Visor here. Especially with that sheer wall in the way. Definitely baited out. Lil Thighs missing the jump on the first. Not hitting it. That's all of Ghosty's util being used here. And this is the first time that Nightwatch have actually managed to bait out this Vice util before either just getting the kill or getting the picks.
Teleport's ready.
But now it's all quiet once again. Nightwatch actually playing around the map, trying to bait out util, bait out spacing. Making something interesting happen so far. But Ghosty just swings. Slow Thigh's dead. Gizmo, again, also just swings. Uko gets a kill. Flash comes in for Ghosty. Manages to make it out over towards Pillar now. Glitchy, taking his time. That's classic in hand. Gets up, gun upgrade, but more gets the kill. Onto Ghosty. Flashing up for average. He's on site right now. He's so far in. Almost lurk. Doesn't really have much space, but Mori's ready. Great shot from him. Able to get Mango as well. And now it's just CJ left. He came up flank last round. Osro holding. Begins the reload. Maybe just the worst timing possible. But now Mori doing the show. Stop it! But CJ gets a headshot! Osro now in the 1v1. CJ blinds, TPs across. Osro 1v1. Gets shots down. Osro gets CJ to 50 HP and is able to close it out. It was scrappy. It was dirty. It took a lot from both of these teams. Not even using ultimates. Just took a lot of strength, willpower. But they managed to get it done. Nightwatch able to win the round, and Mori with 3 more from that. Just barely able to help Nightwatch get over the line.
Yeah, Mori, I kind of doubted it at the start of the round, but the four-man C kind of worked at the end of the day, and CJ nearly getting the clutch, but not quite enough, as Zero is able to pull it out for Nightwatch and make this looking like a tied. Like a tied half.
It's been turned. Tide's been turned, and it doesn't help that CJ's not able to get something miraculous done once again. 4v2, I mean, we saw Brihnz able to make a 3v5 possible. Gizmo has enough speed.
They have both ults here. They have the sniper and they have the Vice ult. So if he waits for Gizmo, Ghosty waits for Gizmo, there's a way for them to use this Vice ult and maybe make a clutch happen here.
Yeah. The issue is there's the Steel Garden available for the attack and there's the Nightfall available. Both those are very good to delay the retake. And it doesn't help that Ghosty gets hit by the Freight Prowlers. That's more time being bought. It's seconds by seconds. There's Steel Guardian. And there's the Seas as well. Brihnz just can't begin this retake. They haven't been given the positioning to do so. The Nightfall comes out as well. Just barrages its waves of util after util after util. Now they can actually begin. Now there's a Viper Wall on the way. There's shots coming out too. They can't even use the Steel Garden before the round ends.
That was a much better attack round for Nightwatch than we saw on Haven and a few of the rounds that we had seen previously. But I mean, yeah, that's all. That's really all there is. It's just such a good take. They played with their utility so well, and they were able to take that site. And knowing it's the last round of the half, you might as well just rip both the last two ults that you have. That's exactly what they do. There's nothing Brihnz can do against a Nightfall and a Seal Garden, as it's a tied half. Which honestly, if you're thinking about Lotus, it's not that bad when you are going onto the attack half. You do not mind a tied half on this map.
But it is going to the double duelist, so it's gotta be some interesting things happening on this attack. Gizmo already revealing his hand. Orb comes up. Ukyo playing safe around that C area, but the Yoru TP is able to get so far past this Vise util that, I mean, it gets dangerous to even try to play around it. Ukyo can definitely hear the TP. And Vine gets popped. Flash comes in too, so Gizmo gets caught out in the open. Ukyo playing around this area of the map so well. They aren't ready for him. They aren't ready for him. He got sauce. He gets 3. Average now. Getting the kill in response. Ghosty managed to work his way up B. And we get 1, but trade out afterwards. Ozero gets killed, but Mori was able to swing back and get the kill. As both pistol rounds on this map going the way of Nightwatch.
Yeah, Ukyo's able to hold down that site so well, just using the map to his advantage, jumping on the box, catching CJ off guard, and almost gets the 4K. The shot's so close to the head, but not quite there. Brihnz kind of just pushing in, hoping for something to work. Kind of what Nightwatch did on Haven. Not what you want to see if you're a Brihnz fan here. And looking like Nightwatch are just going to leave the B site open on this next round here. Azero's pivoting back. Ukyo gets the first pick, and
It's
too
gonna be
hard
his last
for
round.
Classics.
Yeah, this outlaw has been doing wonders for Ukyo and Nightwatch. Just always able to get at least 1 against these ecos. And it looks like Brihnz just pivoting over towards B, but that's where the bulk of Nightwatch is ready to go to, especially because that sheer wall is just getting popped, and Glitchy just swings his Spectre. It's singing. It's beautiful. Now it's just Ghosty now left in the 1v5. Inside the smoke, behind the wall. This Paper Hex Classic. Smoke goes away, and Ozro's just in the corner waiting. It's a flawless round for the defense. Nightwatch, they're looking rejuvenated. They're looking much better than we saw last map.
Yeah, this is a much better Nightwatch than we saw last map. Exactly what I was hoping for, as I said, and it's just playing much better around each other's util. And also, just the hero plays. Every round, there's just that one person who's getting a multi-kill. And it's too hard for Brihnz to try to fight back against when, you know, you're just kind of getting stomped by one player every round.
But now, there is money and there is weaponry available now for Brihnz. So now start trying to make something happen here. It's gonna be now. Nightwatch. Just keeping a fairly even hold around the map. They have faith that the C hold's gonna be strong with Ukyo there, especially with that outlaw. And Brihnz, I mean, they've taken their way all the way up. Smoke lands as the sheer wall gets activated. But it looks like Brihnz are just to choose to play around the A site instead. They're already up to the Viper wall. It passed it even. CJ and Gizmo, no fear. It's Ozro now. Just in the middle thighs ready. But Mori is at the breakable door, ready to make something happen here. But it's middle thighs get spammed down by Ghosty in the meantime. Now just let him drop. Uses the Viper Orb to play around. Try and isolate a fight. He gets average. That's the only person who's been left on site in the meantime. And Glitchy gets CJ. It's all 3 players now left for the attack who are playing in this tree area. Flash gets used. It doesn't get anything. Ozro able to kill. They're just buying time, waiting for Glitchy to get smoked on a bomb perhaps. Opens the door. It's Ozro with a 3rd. Glitchy with a 2nd on the round. And it's a perfect collapse from Nightwatch. Able to just isolate all these 1v1s, all these players who are left on their own. And the stack and tree just was not able to get it done. It's the bonus round.
Yeah, for sure. I couldn't have said it better. Couldn't have said it better. Winning their bonus round, and it's just not great. The coach of Brihnz is going to call a timeout here. First timeout of the series, by the way. We just have not... Oh, wait, no. There was one on Haven. I apologize. But this is the first timeout for Brihnz, and starting on the second half of Haven. And just trying to stop this 3-round momentum from Nightwatch here. Trying to pull something back together, try to... I think the play is just play together better, and you gotta play with more util. I mean, it's like a complete switch around. If you had told me that, like, the teams that we had seen last map and that Brihnz was currently on defense, I would probably believe you. Because right now, this Brihnz is looking like Nightwatch from Haven. There's no real coordination with, like, all their util. It feels like they're just spraying util and blinding people, and they're not really playing off of it. So they kind of just have to do what Nightwatch had to correct for Haven, and try to do what Nightwatch did not do correctly.
Yeah, I mean they aren't doing what Nightwatch was doing on this attack half, on their attack half, which was just like trying to play around the map, bait rotates, bait players in the spots, baiting out the util. Get towards the site. This time, more of the same what we saw last round. Push towards A, push towards B. This time the spikes towards B. So new site, same tune but different song. B site, spin left empty. Retake's been ready. Osro is in a very dangerous spot. This looks to dissipate soon, and Glitch has already been killed over towards Heaven. The play's deeper, but Osro, he's ready for it. Gets average, but gets traded out in the meantime. He gets Gizmo. 3v3 now. On this retake. Guns, close range favors. Side of Brihnz, the CJ Azukio. The nade gets taken out at a bad time. Little Thighs and Mori left them 2v1 against CJ, the leader, the captain. They're now in the 1v1, but Mori with their 3k. Just able to flood out of Heaven, use his util, use those nades, isolate the angles, isolate the fights. Is able to get the last and the defuse. Nightwatch up 10-6.
Not a bad eco for Brihnz, like, again, considering they were on an eco. The timeout looking pretty good, but they have to do it for the next, I don't know, like 6 rounds, 7 rounds, in order for them to close out this map. And I mean that was an insane retake, a really good retake for Nightwatch. Brihnz were able to get the trades, but Nightwatch able to use their util to isolate those ones, able to close out the round.
Who's next?
I'll be there myself. I mean now, it's the Euro being used. Ukyo just trying to hold on angle. The paranoia gets used, but also gets the spam on average instead. Reversal coming out now. It's now 5v4. Nightwatch, they're favored the retake, but the spike isn't even on the C site. Instead, Brihnz choosing to back out, grab the orb, leave CJ alone on the site. Nightwatch, they're privy to this. Already beginning to rotate over towards A, or just over towards the rest of the map even. And CJ's gonna have to try to do something to make this bait believable. Smoke gets sent over towards B. It's not even a consideration that this bend angle hasn't cleared. Luka gets spotted out, and Brihnz now pivot back towards C. CJ just playing around those angles perfectly, able to hide out and just wait. Now already over towards CT. Ozro makes it through in time to not get spotted out by that early angle. But now with that Steel Garden, it's all Nightwatch being forced towards CJ. And he has 4 players available to him here. He spots out them all, and he's gonna mow them all down one at a time. The ace gets stolen because of Gizmo, and it's a round for Brihnz.
CJ is just a Lurkatron right now for Brihnz right now. I mean, just lurking everywhere. And I love that Steel Garden. That Steel Garden pushes them back, pushes Nightwatch back into that link there. Kind of, I mean, this is the coordination that Nightwatch are doing, except a little bit better, just a little bit better. That little extra step that they have over Nightwatch is helping them secure these rounds. And even if it was an ult used, it is still a round secured and a 4K for CJ. Maybe an ace if Gizmo hasn't stolen it.
Now, Nightwatch is gonna have to try to find their way back after having lost this round. The buy is amazing. Average able to just flash DP onto Yukio. Just left alone over towards Ben. He's gonna go towards C and Spaz hits.
Spike planted.
Left him to dust. Nightwatch now being able to retake. Sheriff in hands of one of the players, and the paranoia comes through, stalling, but more is able to average and respond. Gizmo playing with fire right now, trying to take those waterfalls. The Fade Eye comes in, and also swings through at the right time, gets Ghosty. Gizmo and CJ are so low, each of them. And with the C's as well, I mean, this damage is just gonna keep on piling on. Gizmo literally at 1 HP. But CJ's able to spam through. He's able to get those kills on the right time. And it's a 3K on the round for the captain. And it's an 8 rounds being earned now for Brihnz.
CJ keeps pulling these multi-kill. Exactly what Nightwatch were doing earlier. Nightwatch, they had the players who were getting the multi-kills. They were clutching the rounds. They were, you know, kind of just getting the jump start, basically making it impossible for Brihnz to do anything to try to make the comeback on the round. And now, CJ is doing exactly that for Brihnz. He's pulling out these multi-kills, and there's nothing that Nightwatch can do to try to pull it back after he gets, well, the multi-kills.
Yeah, that's what you gotta just do in the post play. At 1 HP, you just gotta find someone who's able to kill him. And now it looks like Brihnz just want to try to bait the fastest towards C to create some more paranoia.
There.
But it looks like Nightwatch aren't falling for the bait. There's 3 players on A right now, and Brihnz, they're just beginning to commit towards that direction. TP over towards the stairs area. Mori looks like he's ready for it. Not actually regressing. But pivot through towards B once again. The blind gets sent over through the breakable door. Smoke is interesting. Unbreakable. Spike's been planted. It's a 5v5 retake, but look at the amount of util available. But Ghosty gets glitched early in the round. So when it comes out, but everybody is able to avoid it. And because of the Viper, means the Omen being dead already, there's no smoke, there's the Viper wall now. Tap comes through Bosro. There's the showstopper being used. Mango fighting Yukio, gets the kill. Osro, he's been flashed. Mango, he's getting so much. Little Thighs now, 1v3, 1v2, 1v1. CJ, he's in heaven, but the 2 bullets from Little Thighs is not enough. And the round gets converted by Brihnz.
That was a good retake, a good attempt for Nightwatch trying to take it back, and almost a clutch for Lil Thighs, but not quite enough, as Mori is going to call a timeout for Nightwatch. I'm glad to see these timeouts getting a little bit more utilized, whereas we only saw 1 on Haven, I believe. And yeah, it's much better to see this Brihnz exactly what Nightwatch could not do on Haven, correcting themselves, correcting this util, able to play together so much better. And it's looking like, if you look at the eco here, it's looking like Brihnz are going to be able to tie this up 10-10, unless this timeout is just that good, and Nightwatch are able to pull out an eco win. But, I mean, they probably have to utilize their 2 greatest ults, or at least one of them, that being the Viper's Pits and the Nightfall, which are 2 big ults to invest, especially for an eco round.
Absolutely. But I mean, Nightwatch, they've been following hook, line, and sinker for every single play that Brihnz has been going for. Whenever there's pressure somewhere, Nightwatch is just immediately over there. Whenever there's like noise being made, especially over towards C, Nightwatch has just been getting there as fast as possible, which means that Brihnz is able to pivot back or just stall. And once again, Night Watch, they just leave. They believe that everything's been emptied out. Glitchy using the paranoia early forces CJ out, but it means that this Night Watch stack has been made very apparent. But it's the Viper's ult Viper's pit that's been used over towards C, try and deter space from being taken there. Ukyo left alone towards A once again. This time it's the A side though, not the C. Using flashy info. Does spot out at least an amount of players over towards the A area. But because Brihnz is just making noise over towards B with the fade util, just kept 3 Night Watch players towards B. So now with the dimensional drift being used, all this A space has just been emptied out. They know exactly where there's nobody. Ukyo left alone in heaven. Flank coming down. There's a Nightfall available for the defense. It's a very good ult to be able to use, try and retake. But Glitchy dying early again. That's still smokes being gone. These ever so pivotal retakes. Can't really get to the spike with just a Viper wall in the way. CJ, he's able to just farm kills. Ozro and Mori are both dead. Ukyo, Lil Thighs trying to get their get back, but it has to be a 2v5 to even win this. The bomb has just been ticking away the entire time. Ukyo spawning out average in the open with Uchill out. Lil Thighs gets the kills, but the last 2 players are in main and bomb is not in a great spot. Time, it's up. Brihnz, they tie it all up once again, 10 to 10. A Night Watch, if you're Night Watching, you gotta be sweating a little bit. Because now it's getting very, very close.
Yeah, I mean, Brihnz there, they know they can kind of sacrifice their weapons to the spike because they're just so rich right now. After winning four rounds in a row, it's just, they can kind of just sit there and wait for, my memory's failing me right now. Was it Thighs? Was the last one? Whoever it was, yeah, they just, like, they're able to know that they can sacrifice those guns. And Night Watch, their defense is kind of falling apart here. What they kind of have been known for, not having that util very coordinated, is kind of what's going on for these retakes. It looks good, and then it kind of falls apart towards the end, right before they're just about to win.
This time though, it's a much farther forward hold over towards A, which means that whatever information is being collected over towards A, it's gonna lead towards a faster C retake. And already we're seeing Mori on it C before the taking begins, but the door gets open because the wall being broken towards B. It's just a fast pivot over towards A, but there's still 2 players here and ready. Glitchy has had this angle the entire time, this entire round. Average says out the clone, the paranoia comes through, and Glitchy breaks the clone. Lil Thighs barely managing to make it out, so has the Nightfall in the back pocket. 40 seconds now. And Brihnz, they're going back towards B. They just do not want to decide on a site, just whichever site they feel like going towards, whatever moment they'll go. Also row in heaven, gets Gizmo. CJ in main once again. Glitchy, he's the first one dead. Which means that this retake, there's no smokes. Especially if the other is dead too, so you have to win these fights. Watch. Something he's looking towards. And CJ gets the last. And Brihnz take the lead once more.
Yeah, that was a very, very good attack half for Brihnz. Able to bait out all of most of the players for Night Watch to go towards that A site, and then just pivoting through that door to the B. Exactly what you want to do on a map like Lotus, where basically everything is connected. And yeah, it's able to close out the round. Not a lot Night Watch can do. They try to pull something back, but not quite enough. Night Watch here, I mean, Little Thighs kind of left Glitchy all alone in Rubble. You need to be able to have more teamwork, especially against a team like Brihnz.
Absolutely. And now with the lead being taken once more, what is Night Watch going to be able to do to pull out this time? Last time they had the lead, they were able, last time Brihnz had the lead. Nightwatch was able to get 2 rounds in a row to claw back to an even half. Now, with Brihnz up 1. With Nightwatch, their economy is on the ropes right now. Looks like it's going to be a hard C take here with the Nightfall. Those guys has had their own Nightfall for so long now. Ukio forced off the site. The C retake now is going to have to begin. Glitchy, still alive, so he's going to be able to get smoke speed landed. Bomb tapped, and Brihnz, they just leave C. They don't want to commit to a plant here. They just tap bomb, TP over towards A. Nightwatch, they were all over towards the C site. With CJ able to get the bomb planted over towards A. Nightwatch starts scrambling. Door gets open in tree. Brihnz once again in their post plant positions. CJ's now in drop. Able to put a smoke over towards heaven. Glitch already walked out. And CJ's ready. The smoke's gone again for this Nightwatch retake. Nightfall gets used, so Ozro is able to get out of the stairs. But it's a crossfire. And it's Lil Thighs left in the 1v5, 1v4. CJ's ready for it, and Brihnz get the match point first.
Yeah, after seeing the start of this half, you would have thought, oh, it looks like Nightwatch, they're going to be able to close it out. They're going to be able to take Brihnz's map pick, exactly what Brihnz did to them. But their defense is falling apart. Like you keep saying, I mean, Glitchy, he just keeps dying. Like, at least one of the first 1 or 2 people. And when you have to retake and you only have that Viper smokes, there's not a whole lot you can do, especially if Viper already used her smokes early in the round. Like a wall towards A and maybe a smoke over towards B, but now the retake's on C, and now you literally have nothing. There's nothing for you to do, and Glitchy cannot be dying that early. He can't be ripping util early either. He's, you kind of think Sentinels on this map are kind of like, the pivotal anchor, trying to like trying to stop the attack from doing certain things. But most of the time, sometimes it's the smokes. The smokes are able to, smoke off these certain angles, and with Omen, he has that paranoia. He could teleport into awkward angles, and it makes the attacks post-plant so much harder. But Glitchy, he's not doing that. He's just kind of smoking at the beginning, maybe paranoying at the beginning, and then he's kind of dead.
Absolutely. And I mean, it doesn't just help that, again, Brihnz is just going towards the site, tapping bombs 6 times and then just leaving. Not afraid of making these late round pivots, even after they already have the entirety of the site. Now it's Gizmo with his total force, swinging out through, and it's a wallbang on the Little Thighs, and Gizmo TP's out, and he's already back onto the angle once again. Holding him ready, and with that C noise coming out, it's Nightwatch being baited into rotating. Steel Garden comes in too, but this time it looks like Glitchy's ready. He's sticking around on that site, on A. After the rest of Nightwatch is already left, but Lil Thighs back into heaven, holding, but CJ's ready, but he's not ready for Glitchy. It's a whiff, average and Glitchy. Paranoia comes through. Glitchy, he has this from the shadows out. He TP's into a chamber trip. The dog kept following too, as Ozro now also on the flank. It's a very divided retake from Nightwatch. Mori sends out the boombot. Average, he's in rubble, 30 HP. Glitchy and Ozro both are trying to begin. The attackers spawn. Glitchy gets one. There's Mori. But this time it's Ghosty, who's able to get the kill on the blinded Mori. Now it's a 1v2 for Mango. And this time Nightwatch is able to take the round. But just barely. From that 4v4 where Glitchy should have gotten 2. Just barely was able to take it out.
Yeah, 100%. So close for them to, so close for Brihnz to bring the map to an end. Gizmo getting the damage on the Little Thighs, not quite the kill. Nightwatch, the flank, it's too good. Even if Glitchy was caught out in his ult, both by the Fade Dog who followed him and the Chamber Trip. Still, it's just too much for Brihnz. They're not able to kill enough players, and now one round stands between either OT or Brihnz with the 2-0 on the series.
And it's looking just like a hard C hit. There's no, no just running on the map. No, like trying to fake. It's just take the C site. All 5 players are on. Bomb gets planted. Getting stuck. The post plant's begun. Average and Gizmo taking over towards the CT area, and Gizmo gets Ozro. Team from CJ does get forced to cancel. Mori has the show stuff available, but Yukio gets killed. Gizmo able to get that. Keeping out as well, able to just get the hell out of dodge.
Yeah, this all has to get something.
Oh my, but Gizmo gets the kill. Mori falling after having sent out the showstopper. Glitchy gets one. It's a 1v3 now for Will Guys. He's not able to land the shots, has to reload. The time is there, and Average gets the kill, and Brihnz win 2-0. Nightwatch not able to close it out. Just that streak of rounds towards like the middle half of the second half. Just proving that Brihnz has been able to just able to pull themselves out of these terrible situations.
Yeah, they're kind of becoming known for it in CSK. Constantly, like you said, getting out of these situations that are just so awkward, being down so much, and they just pull it back by some miracle every single time. And you know, looking at this team, you know, this is a team that, like, you gotta be watching them. You gotta be VOD reviewing if you're going up against them. You cannot just be going to this team and playing like you always do. You have got to go into this team with some counter strats, anti strats, and you've got to be able to counter what Brihnz are coming up with. Because yeah, they're losing these rounds, but you want to know what happens after all those rounds? They just come back, and they come back even harder than the enemies did. And being able to close out the series 2-0, having a record of 4-0. Going into their group of CSK, and this is just, it's so dominant from them so far. This Lotus has currently been the map that they've won twice on. It's looking dominant both times. You kind of have to watch in order to see that it's dominant, but it is definitely dominant.
But that's all that we have for today. We still have another game going on right now. Nightwatch Twilight versus Doomsday. I believe they're on a map 3 right now. So if you're gonna watch another game, head on over towards there. That's Chaos Seekers 2, I believe. That's the main one. Okay, so it's just Chaos Seekers, no 2. Ignore what I just said. Yeah, hop on over to there because that game is still going on. It's looking like a pretty close one so far. So make sure you guys keep in touch. But thank you all for watching. We will have more games soon. We know there's gonna be a game on Saturday between CSK Horizon and
Zero Academy.
No,
No, it's not. That was last week.
And on Sunday we're gonna be having Zero Academy versus not on Sunday. On Friday we're having Zero Gaming versus CSK Storm. So tune in for those 2 games over the next 2 days. But thank you all for watching today. We'll be seeing you all likely tomorrow.